Hi, welcome back. The health of our gut influences our whole health. Everything from cravings, mood swings, low immunity, brain fog, and chronic aches and pains can be tied to poor digestive functioning. And there are many things we can do to improve gut health, but today I'm sharing 3 unexpected tips for strengthening digestion. My name is Katie. I'm a behavioral food therapist in San Francisco. Welcome to Whole Nourishment, where I discuss topics commonly addressed in client sessions about our relationship to food, emotional resilience, and whole food nutrition. For good digestion and health in general, for that matter, we have to start looking at nourishment as more than just the food we eat. We've turned the art of eating into a science project, and we've become overly concerned with calories and carbs and protein. But how we eat, how we interact with food throughout the day is just as important of an element for nourishment and digestion as what we eat. When we ignore hunger cues, eat on the run, and eat too quickly, this weakens our digestive power. It encourages a sluggish and inflamed condition in the gut starved of oxygen that won't be able to properly break down the food, assimilate the nutrients, or extract energy. So here are 3 simple but powerful ways to strengthen your digestive power. The first tip is to avoid primal hunger. Primal hunger is when our brain senses semi-starvation. From an evolutionary perspective, this was a survival mechanism when people foraged and hunted for food. They ate as much as they could because they didn't know when the next meal would come from. It was feast or famine. Now we unknowingly put ourselves in this state by going too long without eating, ignoring our body's hunger cues, or never truly satisfying our hunger due to dieting or restriction. But once in this primal hunger state, when we finally do eat, no matter what mental games we play, our body can't be tricked. It holds deep wisdom and has a keen sense of deprivation. So we may overeat or eat too quickly to counter that deprivation. This is a natural swing in the other direction that no amount of willpower or discipline can help. Putting our body in a state of primal hunger, in addition to carrying out the day in such a way that caused us to go so long without eating in the first place, triggers a stress response in the body. And this stress response shuts down proper functioning of the digestive tract. This week, try to check in with your hunger cues throughout the day and eat at regular intervals. Become more aware of where your hunger is on the scale of 1 to 10. So if you're eating at a 9 or a 10, that's too late. Try eating around a 7 and see what happens. The second tip is to breathe. The digestive system takes a lot of oxygen from the blood to break down food. So if the body's in a stressed state, we won't get enough oxygen. And without oxygen, there's a lower production of digestive enzymes and nutrient excretion is accelerated, meaning we have less time to absorb nutrients extracted from the food that we eat. We're constantly on the move. We operate with too narrow of margins in our days, running from one thing to the next, and we don't give ourselves downtime to transition, process, and just be. The saying, "I need a moment to catch my breath," has a lot of truth to it. Because of this stress state, we're disconnected from our body and breath. And the lack of stillness in our lives leads to impulsive choices, a sense of inadequacy, never feeling satisfied, short attention span, exhaustion, and more. Side note, this topic of stillness and the Buddhist philosophy of being versus doing is huge for me personally and in my work with clients. I love a little book called The Art of Stillness, and I recommend reading it if you want more encouragement to celebrate stillness in your own life. But on a physiological level, this constant movement leads to quick and shallow breathing, which means we're taking in less oxygen. The heart muscle should relax for about a half a second in between pumps. But when we're stressed, the heart gets the signal it should relax for a shorter amount of time, which means there's not enough oxygen being delivered to cells and organs in the body. No restoration is occurring at this point. So it's in a calm, relaxed state when we can fully optimize oxygenating blood and all of our organs. So be mindful of the quality of your breath. Is it quick and shallow with your chest and shoulders rising, or is it slow and deep where your belly's rising? We can influence our nervous system through our breathing, which is especially helpful at mealtime for digestion. So this week, challenge yourself to pause before you eat and take 3 deep breaths. The third tip is to just eat. We eat in the car, at our desk, standing in the kitchen. We eat while we're talking, and we eat to process emotions like when we're nervous, upset, or bored. In other words, we eat when our nervous system is activated, when it's revved up. And this causes the same stress response I mentioned earlier that prevents enough oxygen from entering our body and our digestive tract from operating smoothly. On the other hand, when we give full attention to our food, we can create a calm eating environment and have more bandwidth to tune into our sense of hunger and satisfaction throughout the meal. Plus, research has shown that body awareness is key. The more aware we are of the physical sensations in our body, the more likely we'll eat for physical reasons rather than emotional, and be able to maintain balanced blood sugar. All this translates to having a more satisfying eating experience and making food choices and eating in a way that will be gentler on your gut. So challenge yourself to embrace single tasking when eating. Choose one meal a day to practice turning toward your food instead of your phone or email. And if not for the whole meal, at least try for the first 3 bites. Okay, let's summarize. The 3 tips I've suggested to help you strengthen your digestive capacity are to avoid primal hunger, to breathe, and to just eat. I really hope these tips were helpful for you. If you'd like one-on-one support with these tips and more, get in touch. I work with clients in person and online, and I offer a free 30-minute session to get you started. Thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you in the next video.